India. She's based in India. She's a dentist, a renowned dentist, and she's a very soft-spoken Toastmaster, which I have encountered with in this and previous meetings. She's a good leader also, and she's an efficient homemaker, which I have learned from various sources. So over to you, to President of this Toastmaster Club, Dr. Sheetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abid, for this pleasant introduction. Dear Arabians and guests, good evening to all of you, and welcome to the meeting number 462. Today's meeting is very special as we are celebrating 75th Independence Day soon, and we Indian athletes bagged individual gold after 13 years. So isn't it? Now let's introduce guests. Do we have any guests to be introduced?
Yes, President. Today my son is there. I told it to switch on the video. Ah, there he is. So Mohit, can you just say hi to my fellow Toastmasters?
Good evening from where I am, which is currently in India. I hope that this meeting goes well and according to schedule. And my father has, I wouldn't say forced me to come here, but I've come here voluntarily on my own will as well. And I'm looking forward to how this goes.
Thank you. Yeah, that was my son.
Welcome.
Your voice is breaking, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Is any more guests to be introduced?
Actually, Dr. Sheetal, your voice is not audible properly. Okay. It's breaking.
Now let me invite our vibrant secretary. Now is it okay?
Yeah, for the time being, yes.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, now okay, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, dear Sheetal. Yes, you are very much audible.
Now let me invite our vibrant secretary, Toastmaster Wassen, to read out the minutes of the last meeting.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Over to you, Toastmaster Wassen.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Arabian Toastmaster. Thank you. Arabian Toastmasters Club meeting number 461 was held on Wednesday, 28th of July 2021, virtually over Zoom platform. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Abid Khan called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. and read out the mission statement of Toastmaster International. Club President Toastmaster Dr. Sheetal Agarwal started the meeting with a great message and introduced Toastmaster Yasin as the Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day introduced "Sing Your Own Melody" as the theme of the day and then introduced all the assignees for the day. Toastmaster Abid Khan was the grammarian and wordmaster who introduced the word noodle as the word of the day. In prepared speech sessions, there were 3 speeches. One speech were from Pathways Level 1 and one speech from Pathways Level 2 and the other speech is from Pathways Level 4. After the break, an entertaining table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Arun Wassen. Then valuable evaluation session was conducted by Toastmaster Velumurugan. Winners for the evening were Best Speaker Toastmaster Sangeeta Ramaswamy, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal, Best Evaluator DTM Ajit Kumar, Best Role Player Toastmaster Yasin. During this session, 4 new members were inducted into the club. Madam Toastmaster Anjali, sponsor for her and mentor is Toastmaster Arun Wassen. Toastmaster Aditya, sponsor is Toastmaster Dr. Sheetal Agarwal and the mentor is DTM Oman Thomas. Toastmaster Shahid Iqbal, sponsor is Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal and mentor is Toastmaster Arul Shankar. Toastmaster Harshita Karle, sponsor is Toastmaster Prashant Karle and mentor is Toastmaster Sangeeta. Induction of these new members was conducted by our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal. Total participants are Total friends were 23. Meeting was adjourned at 9:15 and over to you, President.
Are there any additions or correction to this just read out minutes of last meeting?
No,
Having
no.
heard none, I take this as a true report of the minutes of last meeting. Dear Arabians, wow, what a great performance
Actually, the
by
voice
the
is
Indian
getting.
athletes in Tokyo Olympic 2020. Finally, a gold after 30. All the players who represented India in Olympics, and especially to those. Is I'm audible?
Very,
Is I'm audible?
sometimes you're breaking sometimes.
Okay. Today's date is 11th August. Can anyone tell me the importance of 11th August in the Indian gold history? Anyone? No reply? Okay. India have won 10 gold medals in the history of the Olympics, of which 2 came on August 11 in 2 different centuries. The Indian men hockey team sealed their second of the 6 consecutive gold medals on August 11, 1932, while shooter Abhinav Bindra became the first individual Indian athlete to win gold on August 11 at 2008 Beijing Olympics. So isn't it a golden date for us? In fact, I feel August month itself is a golden month for India, as we achieve independence in this month. And this year, on the 15th August, we will be celebrating our 75th Independence Day. India is a land of unity in diversity and is one of the most religiously and ethnically diverse nations in the world. The 2 most important tenets of Indian culture are human values and holism. Human values refer to moral, spiritual, and ethical values, while holism means oneness or unity. Indian culture is very rich and diverse and teaches us to be tolerant to others. The Indian society can be considered as a unique one regarding its ability to nourish and sustain its ancient culture till the modern times. Considering how culture changes, this is a significant achievement. On the occasion of Platinum Jubilee of Indian Independence Day, I take a moment to salute all the bonzer leaders who fought hard for freedom and set great example that where there is unity, there is always victory. With this, let us enter into our educational session today. Today, to lead us throughout the meeting, we have highly committed, great fan of public speaking, and always ready to take up any role at club, area, and division level, whose learning interest is very contagious of club. So let us all welcome Toastmaster Ravish as a Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Ravish, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, President, for this introduction. Presiding officers, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all of you. I welcome you all for today's sparkling and the bonzer meeting. Thank you for giving me this chance to be a Toastmaster of the day. This day is about you. You who have come to this meeting, leaving the comfort of your family time and busy schedule. Why? To further gain from this Toastmaster journey. This spark within you that makes you feel truly excited and alive today. Today, I'm going to talk about how to keep this spark shining, or to put in another way, how to be happy most of the time, if not all of the time. So my question to you first, when do these sparks start? Like when we feel, maybe what age we feel, yes, now we have some spark, or we can see the sparks in someone. Any guesses?
It doesn't need any age.
At the age of 60.
That's what both were the good attempts. Yes, I believe that we are born with them. Even when I see my 6-year-old daughter, she has millions of sparks. A little doll, a Barbie, can make her jump on the bed. She gets thrills from the creepy swings in the park. She does daily new things in her own way. So yes, having the spark has no age limits. And when I see the Toastmasters like you, I still see some sparks. But what happens when the spark is lost? Such people, right? How many have seen the movie Jab We Met? How many have seen the movie Jab We Met? Kareena Kapoor and Shahid Kapoor. Can you see how was the first half of the movie when Kareena Kapoor was in full of spark, and how was the second half? Yeah, this is exactly what happens when you're full of spark and no sparks. So how to save this spark? Well, imagine the spark to be a lamp flame, right? Now keep this lamp burning. What you need to do? You need to nurture it, right? Constantly give it fuel. And secondly, protect against any storms. And this way, you can keep your spark burning all of the time. Now, how to do that? How to nurture? Well, to nurture, always have goals in your life. Well, it's a human nature to strive, to improve, and achieve full potential. In fact, that is a success. Success is not any external measures like a certain pay package, salary, a job, or award, or so. Because if that was the case, would you think Mukesh Ambani would have been working till day? Will the Shah Rukh Khan will be dancing for you? Or the Steve Jobs working hard to make iPhones for you? Right? No. Then why do they do that? They have all the material success. Yes, they do that because it makes them feel happy and feel alive. Just getting better from the current level always makes you feel good. And if you practice hard, try to interact with the people, you can do better and go to the next level. And it same is applicable in our Toastmaster journey as well. So striving for the next level is important. So set your goals to give yourself a balanced and successful life. And the one last thing about nurturing your spark is don't take life seriously. Always remember, don't be serious, be sincere. In life, whatever we'll do, there will be heaps of praise as well, and there will be a lot of criticism as well. But if you start taking everything seriously, then how will you live? So, fellow Toastmasters, there are more few things about the theme, which definitely I'll discuss at a later part of the session during the end. So let's start entering our education session. Fellow Toastmasters, tonight I'll be a Toastmaster of the day, supported by a wonderful team full of sparks to make this amazing session. I'm very happy to inform that most of my assignees have taken their roles for the first time in their Toastmaster journey. This really showcases the sparks they have within them to learn and grow. So please help me welcome them with a thunderous round of applause. Tonight, our general evaluator is Toastmaster Abid Khan, who has become one of the most reliable Toastmaster club in our club. I'll be introducing him at the later stage of the session. Toastmaster Abid Khan, can you please acknowledge your presence? and briefly explain your role. Over to you, Toastmaster Abid Khan.
Good evening to everyone. Again, my role as a general evaluator will be, I will be observing all the things from beginning to end, which I'm doing, which I have already started from the start of the meeting. And thereafter, at the end of the meeting, I will wrap up all the proceedings of this meeting when I've been called upon to do so. Thank you. Thank you, Ravish, for introducing me. Thank you very much.
Mr. Abid Khan, our general evaluator. Our grammarian and wordmaster for the day is newly joined Toastmaster Harshita Karle. By profession, she is a nutrition practitioner and educator. Her hobbies are singing, reading, and traveling. And her opinion about today's theme is as read out as is. Difficult times, if the plan do not work, change the strategy, but not the aim. Sometimes necessary to go through the worst in order to obtain the best. During that time, it's crucial to keep the mind as a magnet to attract optimism and have the sparks within you to make a difference. Wonderful, isn't it? Toastmaster Harshita Karle, can you please acknowledge your presence and briefly explain your role? Over to you, Toastmaster Harshita Karle.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to the language usage. I'll take note of any improper language being used, as well as an outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So, the word of the day today is, any guesses? Well, it's the word bonzer. Let me just present it. Okay. So the word of the day today is bonzer. The grammatical category it comes under is an adjective. It means remarkable, stunning, excellent. The antonyms are ordinary, unimpressive. The sentences examples used over here. Example number 1. Nature holds a bonzer key to humans' aesthetic, intellectual, cognitive, and even spiritual satisfaction. Example number 2. Hill stations provide the bonzer experience of fresh, cool air and scenic landscapes. Example 3. Words fall short to describe the beauty of waterfalls other than the word bonzer. Thank you. So each speaker is therefore encouraged to use the word of the day, that is bonzer. I'll give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshita Karle. I request all to please use this word of the day to the maximum in all of your speeches and talks. Thank you. Now, our timer for the day is Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, a generous gentleman, always thirsty to learn new things. He's working as a business line manager, Middle East in Atlas Copco. His hobbies are like to be at home with the family, spending the quality time and watching movies. His opinion about the theme is, it is important to believe in our abilities and do our best on everything. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, can you please acknowledge your presence and briefly explain your role? Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ravish, for that wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening to all of you. My job as a timer is to keep track of the time for all the speeches and evaluation sessions. Hope everybody is familiar with the timings. I'll read it again. For prepared speeches, the time allocated is 5 to 7 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds shall be allowed on the maximum time limit. Green light shall indicate the minimum time. Yellow shall be shown on the 6th minute. and the red light will show the maximum limit and will remain on. There would be no indication at the end of the grace period. For table topics, the time allocated is 1 to 2 minutes with an additional grace period of 30 seconds. Yellow light shall be shown at 1.5 minutes. For evaluations, the minimum qualifying time is 1.5 to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Yellow shall indicate end of 2 minutes. I will report the exact time taken by each speaker at the end of each session when called upon to do so. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Now moving further, our counter for the day is newly joined Toastmaster Aditya Mantri. He's an aspiring software developer. His hobbies are sleeping, sketching, traveling, and exploring. I think resembles to most of us. His opinion about the theme is like just a mere spark is required to ignite something. Same is the case for every individual. Just a small flicker of self-confidence is enough to fuel oneself achieving goals. Toastmaster Aditya Mantri, can you please acknowledge your presence and briefly explain your role? Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya Mantri.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Greetings, all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. So the purpose of the R counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll also listen for the filler sounds, including I'll also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase, such as this means, at the end of the meeting. I'll also report all the number of times the speakers have used these extensions. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya Mantri. Now, our Zoom master and vote counter for the today's meeting is Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal. He is presently working as a senior chemical engineer at Sardara. With time, he has developed himself to the next level in a Toastmaster journey with a lot of sparks within him to do better always. For any Toastmaster role, he is the most dependent, as like Rahul Dravid was to the Indian cricket team. His opinion on the theme is, to me, every person is unique and has the spark, the energy to achieve his or her dreams. So dream big, ignite the spark, the energy within you, and let the magic happen. Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal, can you please acknowledge your presence and briefly explain your role? Over to you, Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, and thank you for that elaborate introduction. Dear Toastmasters, I am your Zoom master and vote counter for today's session. And my role is to start the meeting on time, admit all the members and guests into the meeting, and give access as required to the assignees. Also, I will launch the poll and I will give my report when called upon to do so. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal. Fellow Toastmasters, please give a virtual round of applause for my team. So, let's now enter to the most important education session, that is, to hear and enjoy the bonzer sparks of our speakers. Our first speakers tonight is Toastmaster Libi James. She is a teacher by profession at IS Dubai. Her hobbies include taking care of plants and animals, listening to music, singing, and daydreaming. Her opinion about the theme is, the spark is within you. You trying to find out the spark, and through practice and hard work, make it as a fire. And the warmth and the light of that fire makes you a successful person. Toastmaster Libi James will be attempting her speech number 3, level 1, from the pathway Motivational Strategies. Her speech evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Vijay Kumar. Distinguished Toastmaster Vijay Kumar, Please do let us know the speech requirements. Over to you.
Toastmaster Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. The purpose of the project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. Time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Vijay Kumar. Toastmaster Libi James. Do you want to check your audio and video before you start the speech?
Am I audible?
Yeah, audible and visible. Can you please ping the timer?
I pinned already.
Ping? Okay. So, the title of the speech is Use and Throw. Toastmaster Libi James, use and throw. Use and throw. Toastmaster Libi James.
Oh my God. I'm a little nervous. I forgot something. I have to check it. Oh my God, the pen is not working. Okay, please. Can you please keep this pen on my table? Yeah. Oh no, don't throw it in the dustbin. Oh, please take it and keep it on the table, please. Yeah, thank you. Honorable panel of judges, friends, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, good evening. Use and throw. We use and throw it in the dustbin. We use a pen to express our feelings and emotions. After using it, if the ink gets over, we toss it straight into the dustbin. When I passed grade 10, my loving father called me and gifted me a pen. That pen was gifted by his own teacher when he got excellent marks in his exam. When I got that pen from my father, I felt so happy, excited. Do you know why? Because that pen was a symbol of his passion for and dedication to his teaching profession. Furthermore, it represented his commitment to his educational excellence and his immeasurable love, care, and affection for me. Years rolled by. I became a mother. 5 years ago, when my son got very good marks in his 10th grade exam, I thought of presenting a gift to him. I decided to present the precious treasure of mine to him. I called him, Alan, I'm planning to give you a gift. Really? Tell me, I'm so excited to see that. What are you planning to give to me? I'm planning to give the precious treasure of mine, the pen which my father gave to me. When he saw my gift, he asked me, Mom, are you giving such an ancient pen to me as a gift? In fact, I expected an iPhone or at least a Samsung latest model. I forced to comply with his demand. I got an iPhone. That incident left me embarrassed, but opened my eyes to a new reality. I was wondering for a long time why my son failed to appreciate the sentiments and value attached with that precious treasure of mine, the pen. After days of incessant reflection and careful analysis, a rare realization dawned upon me. I could figure out a deepening divide between my past and my children's present, the generation gap. The generation gap provided me further food for thought. The current generation seldom values what the members of the previous generation held close to their heart. Our children are far detached from concept of love and affection towards valuable things. That's not the problem of the new generation, dear friends. Today, We live in a materialistic world where people are propelled by consumerism, materialistic obsession, and instant gratification. Our children are unable to distinguish between what is use and value. They accept things that are instantly useful and reject the symbols of values like the pen, which the precious treasure of mine. Even parents become useless things because they are no longer source of instant gratification. They are ancient antique which seems irrelevant in the present generation. We see with our own eyes how old age homes are mushrooming around us. Parents have become disposable pets. Their hardship and sacrifices are simply forgotten. They're tossed into these old age homes. They all receive is food and shelter. The warmth of the home suddenly become a thing in the past. But the fact of the matter is the history is born to repeat itself. Those who are responsible for neglecting the value system in which parents are central component are failing to uphold the family value system are going to pass through the same fate. A bed and a plate is waiting for us in the same old age home. Friends and fellow Toastmasters, it is never too late for a course correction. We are too busy to spend time for teaching values. However, it is time for us a pause, take a step back, and sit down with our parents, spending quality time with them. By doing so, we should inculcate our children the value of happy family life. Let us motivate our children, let the past shape their present. Let them learn to set their priorities with family values topping the list. Let us refill the life with love and attachment and continue to enjoy its value with our parents. Dear friends, I'm going to fill my pen to enjoy its value forever in my life. What about you? Think and decide today itself. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Libi James, for the wonderful speech. Moving further, now, our second speaker tonight is Toastmaster Arun Wassen. He's a mechanical engineer by profession, working as a manager at Bureau Veritas. His hobbies include cooking, photography, music, and composing bhajans. His opinion on the theme is, we all are aware that there is a spark in us, but most of us expect someone else to ignite it. What is the truth? That we can only have to do that. And that's when life takes an own beautiful turn and you realize all the fun you had missed all along. Toastmaster Arun Wassen will be attempting his project number 1, level 3 from the pathway Dynamic Leadership. His speech evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Oman Thomas. Distinguished Toastmaster Oman Thomas, please do let us know about the speech requirements. Over to you.
Toastmaster of the day for the Toastmasters and speaker in particular, Toastmaster Arun Wassen. Good evening. The speaker is attempting to complete the project, negotiate the best outcome. Time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. There are 2 purposes. The first purpose is for the member to learn about different types of negotiation and strategies that can be used when negotiating. The second purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a past or future negotiation in his or her life. Back to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster DTM Aman Thomas. The title of the speech is Negotiate Till You Succeed. Toastmaster Arun Wassen, negotiate till you succeed. Negotiate till you succeed. Toastmaster Arun Wassen.
Am I audible, Toastmaster of the day?
Yes, you are audible and visible, clear. Yeah.
Life is all about negotiation. We get what we fight for or settle for. But we all are born fighters and we will not settle for anything less than the best. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guest, a warm good evening to all of you. There is a saying in English that good guys, they finish last. And I think the writer had me in his mind. Be it a place in the bus. If I see someone elderly in the bus, I will give my seat to him or her. If I'm standing in the queue and I find someone else more deserving, I said, please take my seat. If there is a last piece of cake and I'm supposed to get that piece and my brothers are fighting, I'll say, please take it. And this is how I have been spending all my childhood till youth. And I was like, take, till I fell in love. And this is where all hell broke loose. When you are in love, you need to fight and get what you are longing for. And I had to start the process of negotiating. I started with my dad, my mom, my friends, my family. And it turned out to be the best decision I have ever taken in my life. As they say, a job well begun is like half done. There is 4 types of negotiation. You have something called as win-win, you have something called as win-lose, you have something called as compromise, and just walk away. Win-win situation is where you are like, it's like a perfectly balanced thing. And when it is fully balanced, you'll find that everyone is happy. I am an inspector who go about inspecting all the lifting equipments. So when I go to the site, I have to take care of the manufacturer, I have to take care of the consultant, the project management team, my client, my management, everyone are like keeping their eyes on me and seeing that how I handle. I have a very, very friendly atmosphere. I'll keep everyone happy, ensure that my demands or my requirements as per the standards are met. And in this way, when I come out, all the people are happy. It's like a win-win-win situation for everyone. When it comes to a win-loss situation, there was a personal incident in my life. I had a, let's say, something didn't happen the way I really wanted it to happen. And I kept on playing that incident again and again in my mind to find out where did I go wrong. I had like planned everything to the minutest detail. I had prayed, I had hoped for the best. But then when it didn't work out, you start analyzing that where did you go wrong? And then I could point out that there was one thing, one conversation that I didn't follow it up completely. It was that I didn't listen to my gut feeling. I didn't listen to my instincts. And if instincts are something which never ever fails, you always succeed, come what may. And one of the most important thing that we need to remember is that follow your instincts. It will not forsake you. The third thing is about compromise. Now, when nothing works out, you can always, agree for the best situation wherever. Just to close the deal, you can agree and say that, let's have this and move on. The fourth one is pretty important, which I like, which probably is my favorite. Now, being a middle class person, and we bought a flat about 10, 15 years ago. It was a MIG flat, middle income group. And after a couple of years, we also bought a car. Now, back in Chennai, buying car is easy. Finding a parking space is very difficult. We went, we had a place, we thought that we could use it. And we went and parked our car very happily. We thought that there will be no issues. We wanted to put a bit of concrete down so that the car will be safe. The moment we parked our car, it was like hell broke loose. All the people from that building came out and they were like shouting at us, pouncing on us. They started using all kinds of words. And this is when I thought that when your ethics, when your moral, when your dignity is being questioned, it's always best that you move out. And that's what I decided, that enough is enough. I will not interfere much. So fellow Toastmasters, I would like to give you a few tips to, make you a better negotiator. Number one is that you must always prepare your line of attack as well as your defense. You must know what you're offering and what is also your counter offer. Number two, you need to be firm, but you also need to be a little bit detached. You need to be a little bit equally flexible and be prepared. Listening is one skill which you will not like to miss out. It is like, and as they say in Toastmasters, the eye contact matters a lot. If you can make a proper eye contact at the right time, you can almost close the deal. It will unnerve the person most unexpectedly. The third thing is, of course, presentation. How you present, it always matters. The fifth thing which I would always, ask you to be a bit careful is how you use threat. Now, threat is something which sometimes gets your job done, but it could be double-edged. It could also counterfire. So you need to know when to use the threat and how to use the threat. But believe me, from my personal experience, it always works. So go ahead and use it. We all have a price tag. If you ask me, all my fellow Toastmasters here, we all are truly priceless. And we need to carry that particular thought in our mind that this is the price tag I will carry, that I'm priceless. And when we negotiate, we should negotiate for the best. I was like applying for a job about 5-6 years ago, and they offered me initially around 14K. They said, this is the best we can give you, market is like this, we have this budget and all those. And I said, see, if you throw peanuts, only monkeys will come. And I'm not a monkey. So if you want a lion, you need to pay a lion's salary. Anything less than 25K, forget it, I'm not coming. And believe me, after about 2 to 3 weeks of persistent negotiation, I got that 25K. So fellow Toastmasters, go ahead, enjoy your negotiation. I'm sure you'll make some of the best deals. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun Wassen, for the wonderful speech. Now, moving further, our third and the last speaker tonight is Toastmaster Viji Uday. She is a bilinguistic Toastmaster. She has done her master's in computer applications and the Bachelor of Education and was working as a software faculty. She has an aspiration for the public speaking, exploring and learning. Her opinion on the theme is, of course, whatever we want to achieve, the spark should be within us. Nothing comes from outside. Our inner spark will only lead us to pop out our hurdles. Always follow and listen your inner spark. Wonderful. Toastmaster Viji Uday will be attempting her speech number 3, level 3 from Pathway Leadership Development. Her speech evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Ajit Kumar. Distinguished Toastmaster Ajit Kumar, please do let us know the speech requirement. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day and the Toastmasters who have been. Here the speaker is attempting the project number 3, which is planning and implementation. The purpose, there are 2 purposes. The first one is the purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a plan and bringing that plan to fruition. The second one is speaker should share some aspects of planning and implementing a small scale project. Time 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Ajit Kumar. Toastmaster Viji Uday would like to test your audio and video.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Can you please pronounce the title of the speech, please, before Toastmaster Viji starts?
Yeah, sure. I'll be doing that. The title of the speech is Never Ever Give Up. Yeah. So, Toastmaster Viji, have you pinged the timer?
Yes.
All good? Okay. So, title of the speech is Never Ever Give Up. Toastmaster Viji Uday, never ever give up. Never ever give up. Toastmaster Viji Uday.
If the plan does not work, change the plan, not the goals. Practice President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. I did BSc Computer Science in Holy Cross College, one of the reputed college in my hometown, Trichy. During college days, especially in the first year, we were like school kids. After entering into the second year, I started to gain responsibilities in my studies. I had physics and math as my allied papers, had a different experience. Our lecturer taught us only one example sum and asked us to do all the exercise sums. Moreover, give the rest as assignments and seminars. The year came, final year of my undergraduation. After completing 5 semesters in 2.5 years, in the final year, we had our final year project. Our lecturer asked us to split our group into 4 members. So we 4, Menaka, Indu, Amala, and me. From the beginning, I only initiated the group because core idea was mine. As a team lead, I explained our project to our head of the department and got approval too. But few of our friends interested on ready-made projects. But we were not interested on that. My team and I like to do something real-time as well as suit to our knowledge. So we approached one small software center for our project development. We got a nice time with our mentor. His name was Thiru. Gradually, we were developing our project. One day, we got a call from our mentor. He simply says that, come and collect your full project. I copied in the floppy disk. During that period, floppy disk only available. But still, we have more than enough time for our project development and completion. We rushed to the center. Our mentor simply gave the floppy disk and said he got a nice job in Bangalore. That was a small center. One after another got a nice jobs in outstations. So they were planning to close the center. We were helpless. Even I asked help from our college lecturers, but they were busy with their own stuffs. With the help of our lab technician, we just ran the project. The problem was our final report form was not working. Then only I realized that our mentor completed our project in a hurry. Due to some coding error, it was not working. My teammates got upset on me because of choosing such an unreputed software center. I agreed. That was my blunder mistake. So I decided to rectify that errors without help of my teammates. Meanwhile, flowchart work, documentation, everything I managed alone. But I worried about that report form because that was very important one during Viva session. Few of my other friends also criticized me a lot. They had given the idea of ready-made project worth of 3,000 rupees. But I had enough confidence on me. So
I decided to rectify that errors. Meanwhile, my father had given the nice idea that our new tenant also working in the one of the reputed software center in our hometown. So I decided to ask support from them. No one would help like that because if they committed for the new project, that would be worth for them. Though I tried, luckily they agreed to support me. There I met Mr. Ayappan and Ms. Raji guided me very well. Successfully, I rectified those errors without help of my teammates. Then I made them teach each and every model of my project and project flow, everything. Once everything got cleared, our teammates felt so happy and asked sorry to me. But I didn't mind anything. It was a great learning experience for me. The day came. Yes, our project Viva. As a team lead, I explained our project very well. Our externals got nice opinion on our project, other than my friends' ready-made projects. After a week, we received our results. We got the first mark in our project. Our friends, those who had done a ready-made project, got less marks. Dear Arabians, from my undergraduation project, apart from studies, I gained a lot. Never, ever give up. If we have enough confidence on us, definitely we can achieve anything. Without mistakes, we would not learn anything. Moreover, with a proper implementation, we can pop out our hurdles quite easily. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Viji, for the wonderful speech. Fellow Toastmasters, with this, we have come to the end of our first education session. May I request a timer to please furnish the timing report?
All are qualified. They were within the time limits. Madam Toastmaster Libi James, 6 minutes 31 seconds. Toastmaster Arun Wassen, 7 minutes 15 seconds. Madam Toastmaster Viji, 6 minutes 26 seconds.
Congratulations to all the speakers. Now may I request our Zoom master to please launch the poll for the best speaker.
Yes, good evening. I will launch the poll for best speaker of the day now.
You can remove Harshita Kalde as a co-host so that she can also do the voting.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, another 5 seconds. Please cast your vote. Okay, so I am ending the poll now. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Zoom master. So fellow Toastmasters, amazed by the quality of these speeches and the vibrant participants of all of you, I think it's worth to take a break of 10 minutes. Really? Now, before we move into the break, may I request Toastmaster Vasanthi, our TT master, in case you want to nominate the upcoming TT speakers before the break?
Yes, please. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Dear speakers, I have selected 5 names from our members. So please do confirm. Toastmaster Prashant Karle, Toastmaster Anjali, Toastmaster Mohit, Toastmaster Aditya, and Toastmaster Abid Khan. Can you please confirm for the table topic? Can you? I request you all. All these 5 members, can you please give your confirmation for the table topic?
Toastmaster Vasanthi, can you please repeat the names?
Yes, please. Yeah. Toastmaster Prashant Karli, Toastmaster Anjali, Toastmaster Mohit, Toastmaster Aditya, and Toastmaster Abid Khan. Yes, we have received one confirmation from Mohit. Thank you, Mohit. And yes, Anjali, thank you, Toastmaster Anjali, and Toastmaster Aditya, thank you.
Yes.
And 2 more.
Yes, Vasanthi from my side. Also, yes.
Abid Khan, thank you, Toastmaster Abid Khan. Prashant, Toastmaster Prashant, is he here? I think Toastmaster Prashant is not. Yeah, he's here. Okay, anyone please? Can anyone come further, please? Nominate themselves.
Toastmaster Vasanthi.
Yeah.
If Toastmaster Prashant by the session, let him continue, or you can call anyone else.
Yeah, I request please any one of you please can come forward for to attempt the table topics. Oh, Prashant, Toastmaster Prashant, is he here? Oh, thank you. You will be there for the table topics, right? Toastmaster Prashant, can you give confirmation? Can you give a thumb? You will be there for table. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, confirm. All my speakers are confirmed.
So thank you, Toastmaster Vasanthi, for igniting the sparks in all of us, and especially the upcoming TT speakers. So with this, we'll be moving for a very short 10 minutes break. Right now it's exactly 8. See you all at 8:10. Thank you.
DTM Woman.
Yes, please.
I asked my friend to try that vaccination certificate. He said, oh, this district medical officer, those guys, they are not signing. They have been given strict instruction. They are not supposed to sign like that. Any other updates on that?
No. After that, I don't have any other update.
Okay, let's wait.
Nice to see many new Toastmasters today taking up roles.
Yes, sir. Even everyone put up the nice colorful background. So it's looking very lively and colorful.
It hides the actual reality.
We had sent before, we would have been prepared. At the last moment only, we got your message.
Any news on DTM Suresh?
What?
I mean, what is he up to? What is his plan? And anything on that?
He's leaving by the month end.
DTM Woman, your background is unique.
She wanted Olympics. No, this is from the Olympics. One of the. See, Dr. Shanti also have Olympics as the background.
Yes.
It's as if you are sitting in that stadium. It's a good one. Really getting a feeling that you are in the stadium.
It looks like
yes, like in the commentary.
Yes.
Dr. Shanti is not getting admitted inside the stadium. Woman is saying, "Don't come. Stay outside only," like that.
No, I will never do that.
He'll
Standing outside, you are there inside.
He's inside, I'm outside. No problem.
Toastmaster Rahul, I have a request. Can you please co-host me when the TT session is going on? Toastmaster Rahul. Yeah, thank you. I have to share the screen. Thank you.
Ajit, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, woman. I'm just struggling to fix my device a little bit. It keeps falling, you know.
Get a stand. Get a stand for your mobile. That's more convenient.
Yeah, I took a stand and that stand doesn't stick. That's a problem.
You need to take a firm stand.
Yes, I have to take a firm stand. Yeah, I have to take a firm stand. So how are things? Yeah, how is the life? How is life in Jubail?
Oh, okay.
Very hot. We're sweating with the AC on.
Yeah, absolutely right.
That's true.
And you put on your food formers, that's all. You're roasted.
Yes.
In any case, you are roasted. You have no choice whether you are inside or outside the office.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Toastmaster Arun, you're in Chennai?
No, I came back. Thanks to Belgrade, Serbia. Almost a month.
Okay. Good.
I become
How was Serbia?
Serbia was good, but I was inside the room.
Oh,
Almost.
really? They were very strict about your quarantine.
They're pretty cool. You can go anywhere you like. There are no hard and fast rules. But I prefer to stay inside. I didn't want to lose sight of the objective. You have to quarantine and keep ourselves safe. But there were guys who went to Romania, Bulgaria, nearby countries. They took a car, they went, enjoyed, and they came back. We went to city center and then came back. That's it.
You don't need a visa to go to Bulgaria?
Just take a car and drive to all these countries.
Okay.
Rent a car.
Okay, but you need to have a Shenzhen or something like that?
No, for those countries, they don't require. That Romania, Bulgaria, it's all borders of Serbia. So you can just take a car, go spend a couple of days there, come back like that. They're pretty cool. It's just like Bahrain. Go to Bahrain and come back.
What about Serbia? What about Serbia? Did you take a visa to Serbia?
Yeah, visa on arrival only. On arrival, they'll
Oh, fantastic.
They don't even put the number of days. Like if you go to Bahrain, they'll say 2 days or 3 days. He just stamps and goes, Kala, yalla, go. As long as you want to go back, go. Otherwise, be here.
Good.
Mind their business. They hardly look at us. They're strictly minded. There were plenty of Indians around, so we used to look at each other, but they mind their business totally.
Oh, I see. There were plenty of Indians because I mean,
Indians are using that country for quarantine, no?
Transit, yeah. Okay.
So it's all the places you can see some odd-looking guys like us, not knowing what to do.
But then how they can drive? They don't have they have to take international license or what?
Yeah, that's enough. Our Saudi license is enough. No will object. They don't really care much, DTM woman. Cool guys. In the immigration I saw, he just put stamp, go.
They're very happy. You're going to spend some dollars there.
Yes, he was very happy.
Otherwise, who will go to that country?
That's the thing.
This Novak Djokovic South, he said 2 places are there, but he won't be here. He was playing Paris or some other way, so you can't see him. It seems.
So the COVID has brought them an economy revival for that country.
I don't think it will be that kind of a revival, but yes, something is better than nothing. They'll be happy.
Especially the tourism and the hotel business. It will flourish.
Hotel guys are enjoying.
But then now Qatar is open. No, Qatar is open.
When found out, it looks like both are almost on par. Qatar, they say it's about 1.5 lakhs. Serbia is around 1.8 lakhs. Go to Serbia, Qatar.
Qatar is a little bit lower package. Package is attractive, lower than Serbia.
Yeah, but it's not that cheap as we thought, because the ticket from, like say, Qatar to Belgrade and back, you don't spend. But still, these hotel guys, they are minting.
But then the food is similar to what we get here. That's one advantage, I believe.
Yeah.
In Qatar. So maybe food-wise, maybe people would prefer.
You have something called as full board, half board.
That's right.
All options are there. Compulsory 10 days quarantine, it seems. The next 4 days is optional. You want to continue, you can continue, or if you want to go out, you can go out. But the 10 days compulsory quarantine, you can't move out. But in Serbia, you are, I think the first week now they have made compulsory. Second week onwards, you are a tourist. You can move around.
Where, in Qatar or
Serbia?
Belgrade? Belgrade, huh?
Belgrade.
How far was your hotel from the airport? It is nearby or?
Maybe just 20 minutes drive maximum.
Because few of my friends, they stayed almost 300 kilometers away from airport. That is the area where this amusement park and all this area is developed. It is almost 300 kilometers away from airport.
I was staying in a place called Zaimun. It was like very recently added into Serbia about 70-80 years ago. So that's almost like a scenic spot. So you have the river there, and it was fun. You can go and sit there for hours. You will not miss it. Weather was fantastic. Now I realize.
So you can speak English there?
No, they don't. They refuse to speak. Except for the hotel guys, the commoners, they insist on speaking Serbian language. I had to do a little bit of YouTubing to learn 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, 40. I came to know some few words I picked up. Let's come back.
But
No
now this Google Translate will be there now. It's easier to find out.
That was that was pretty helpful. At least the reading part was taken care by Google Translate.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's time to get back, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Hello again. I hope the break was useful for a source of good energy to all of you, and we can continue. While now we'll continue our journey till the end of the session. Now let's move to another wonderful educational session, which is full of imagination. Yes, it's our table topic session. Table topic section shall be led by Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna. She is a teacher by profession at Al Motism International School, a busy mom of 2 naughty children, and successfully running a play school from her home for the last 6 months. Her opinion on the theme is, the spark within you gives the motivation and the positive energy when we want to try and make the things work out. This always encourages and boosts us to face any kind of situation with a smile. Believe yourself, and the sky is the limit for achievements. Wonderful. Over to you, table topic master, Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Ravish, for the wonderful introduction. Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. My role as Table Topics Master to prepare a set of interesting and stimulating table topics for impromptu speech session and to lead a lively table topic session when called upon to do so. So now here I am. The table topic is a long-standing Toastmasters tradition intended to help members to develop their ability to organize their thoughts quickly and respond to an impromptu questions or topic. The speaker should attempt this topic within the time limit of minimum 1 minute and up to 2 minutes 30 seconds to be qualified. As we are near to celebrate our 75th Indian Independence Day on 15th of August, I have selected the topics on the famous quotes of our freedom fighters. I'll be displaying the topics on the screen. And our first speaker is Toastmaster Prashant Karle. Can you please unmute? Yeah. And now I would like to display my screen. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Toastmaster Prashant Karle, is my screen is visible to everyone? Toastmaster Prashant, can you confirm? Is it visible to you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Your topic is Be the change you want to see in the world. The famous quote said by our Mahatma Gandhi. Please share your view on this. Over to you.
Toastmaster Vasanthi, can you stop screen? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Good evening. The topic given is very interesting. Be the change. We know that the change starts from ourselves. It is something like charity begins from home. There is a good example set by Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation. He inculcated all the good returns, whatever the scripture said. One of the scripture is Gita. So he practically inculcated whatever is written in the Gita to his life. So he made the change in himself first, in order that the people or the public to see change within himself. The change is inevitable. The change is excellent bonzer for the citizens if he is a leader. So Mahatma Gandhi set an example. He is a leader, and leader always set a path for others to follow. So I 100% agree that if you want the society, the community, or the world to change, first you have to change yourself. I will take one more example. If I want to get rid of the sugar and I want the others to follow, I must first abandon the sugar. I have to practice on myself, and then I can talk to or I can narrate to others to follow. It is the same thing. The change yourself, and then the outcome will be seen to others. Over to Toastmaster table topic. Thank you.
That was a wonderful attempt, Toastmaster Prashant Karle. And may I request Toastmaster Anjali? Yes. Yeah, okay. And here goes your topic. Life should be greater rather than long. I repeat, life should be greater rather than long. Said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Over to you.
Okay. Good evening, all my dear Toastmasters. My topic is life to be great more longer than it should be. That is, it should not be much long. So, from the topic, so which we should understand is that what we are. That is, we should always live in our present situation. That is, we should cope up with our present situation. That is, we should move on. We should not think about past, and we should not think about what is going to be happening in future. That is, we should not worry. That is, for the time being, you should be happy, and you should be happy with what you have. So just don't get worried with what has happened in past and what is going to be happened in future. So just move on with what you have, and don't worry with that you don't have that, you don't have this. Just feel great with what you have now. And we all have lot of problems in our life. So the problems, it will be different for different, that is, from person to person it will be different. So accordingly, that is, when you have some problem, that is, if we have a car, we should not, that is, we feel like we want something more. So just think that those who are not having that, that is, those who are not having the car, that the person who is driving bike wishes to, that is, he wished to have more, that is, he wished to buy a car, but so with what we have, we should get, that is, we should feel great and don't think for, that is, we should not think much for that. I'm not, okay, thank you.
That was a wonderful, excellent attempt, Toastmaster Anjali. Well tried. And may I request Mohit, Mr. Mohit? Is he here? Mr. Mohit? Can you please switch on your video? Yes.
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yeah, very much. Okay, so now let me share the screen. Give me a minute. Yes, your topic is never bend your head, always hold it high. Never, I repeat, never bend your head, always hold it high. Said by our Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji. And what is your view on this? Over to you, Mohit. I repeat again, never bend your head, always hold it high.
Could you like maybe pause for a moment?
Yes. You want me to share the screen again, Mr. Mohit?
Sorry, what did you say?
Do you want me to repeat the?
That's fine. That's fine. I am aware of the topic. Could you just tell me when to start and I'll start?
Oh, you can. You can. Over to you.
Okay. So never bend your head and always hold it high. From what I've studied in my school, and right now I'm pursuing a law degree and I'm in my final year right now. The change of pace and the change of characteristics that I've encountered within myself and how I've changed as a person has been done fundamentally so. So when I was in school, I really remember like not backing down from any challenges that I've encountered and raising my voice when it had to be raised. And I would like to tell even an anecdote, perhaps, when it comes to this. I remember my vice principal calling me disloyal or a disgrace to my own mother. And I remember raising my voice to her so briefly by saying that you shouldn't be saying all this to a 11th grader at best who says their own disgrace to their own mother, because I felt very at that moment I only felt offensive, but I knew how to handle it quite patiently perhaps, and I know what I wanted to do, and I just wanted to convey the message to my own vice principal, who's like decades older than me at the moment, right? And I just wanted to convey to her saying that what you're saying is wrong, and had you said it to any other person, I don't think they'd be able to recover from such a traumatic incident, because who knows what their relationship to their mother is like. Granted, she did know my mother because my mother was working at the school, but I don't think that gave her any right to perhaps say whatever she wanted or describe my relationship. So at that moment, I would say that I held my head high and approached the situation more carefully. And like fast forwarding myself to a couple of years at a law internship where I wasn't paid when I so rightly deserved. So, and I started calling out my own lawyer who had worked under by saying that she needed to go visit a therapist, and that whatever she's doing right now and how she's handling her clients and how she's handling her employees is not the most advisable way to go forward. And I felt like while I did held my head high at that moment, I also feel like the way I approached the situation was not in the best of abilities, perhaps. And I feel like being a law student has changed how I approach things. I had taken a more aggressive turn that I shouldn't have done, and I've perhaps learned from that situation. But nevertheless, be aggressive when you have to be aggressive. Hold your head high when you have to hold your head. But maybe in workspaces and maybe in more professional spaces, you are forced to hold your head down when you needn't be that. So, and youngsters, when people who are in school and people who are in 12th grade pursuing colleges, people who are in 12th grade want to pursue internships or colleges abroad don't really understand this, because what do they know about professional workspaces? They aren't aware of what's going on in the workspace. They think like their bosses will be impeccable and so accommodating and whatnot. And that's not really ever the case. What they are expected and how bosses are is they are rude, they are not welcoming, they are not accommodating by any means whatsoever. And what we need to encourage is that you need to know when you're holding your head high at the right moments. And I feel like as youngsters, perhaps they don't know when to do that. And that's what I've learned from these past 2 experiences. And thank you for this table topic to me. Over to you, ma'am Vasanti.
Wonderful attempt, Mr. Mohit. Well done. May I request Toastmaster Aditya? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're very much audible. So now your topic is here.
Just before you start, actually, I am the R counter of today. If somebody can take, from me.
Anyone, please?
Anyone can volunteer.
Yeah, please.
No issues. You can attempt, Aditya.
Okay, fine.
Okay, yes. So here your topic. No real change in history has ever been achieved by discussions. I repeat, no real change in history has ever been achieved by discussions. Said by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Over to you. What is your view on this? May I stop the sharing?
Just a second, please.
Please. No real change in history has ever been achieved by discussions.
Okay. So should I begin?
Yeah, over to you.
So the topic given to me is no real change has ever been occurred without, with the discussions. So, I'll be very sorry enough to disagree with this, because I feel that discussions are a part where we come to a conclusion. Which is much suited by all the likings, and it is where people share their opinion and come to a constructive thought. And without discussion, maybe it is more of a dictatorial mindset, because it is only of one opinion. It consists of one opinion. It might not be applicable to be significant enough to bring about a change. And that is where discussions come in handy, because when you discuss a particular subject or a topic, then you take into consideration the different thought process. You take into consideration the different edge areas, edge cases, which we might neglect if we do not discuss with people. And I'm sure, being such a heroic figure, he might have told these lines, of course, for some purpose. But in today's world, I feel that this is not appropriate, because in today's world, when there are difference of opinion, when there are people who hold grudges among people, there is a race whose opinion is to be considered, it is much more important to discuss before coming to a conclusion and then make a history. Over to you, madam. Thank you.
Toastmaster Aditya, that was a wonderful attempt. Well done. May I request Toastmaster Abid Khan? Yeah, thank you. Are you ready? Yes.
Yes, I'm ready.
Here your topic. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Yes. It is easy to kill individuals, but you cannot kill the ideas. I repeat, it is easy to kill individuals, but you cannot kill the ideas, said by Bhagat Singh. What is your view on this? Can I stop the sharing?
Yeah.
Thank you, and over to you.
Toastmaster, this is a good topic which has been given to me, that you can kill the person, but you cannot kill the ideas. In my childhood, my father used to tell me that people can take your property, people can take your belongings, but they cannot take your education. They cannot take your knowledge. So in the same way, this phrase can be used that you can kill the person, means you can downgrade the person, or you can ignore the person, but the ideas which he has given to the nation, to the company, or to his department, if that idea works, then people have to recognize that person. They cannot ignore that person. I will give you one of my example, which happened to me when I was working in my previous company, wherein I've given one of the example to curb the benzene theft cases, wherein I've told my boss that, sir, can we have a speedometer or something like the device so that we can measure the running of particular vehicles. So in the initial stage, my boss ignored that. That no, you have given a vulgar idea. This idea is a bullshit. It doesn't work. But after some time, they also realize that he has given a good idea, and eventually they have implemented that ideas. They have fixed that speedometer in all the vehicles designed by a special company, wherein we can measure the kilometers as well as the fuel consumption of a particular vehicle. So ultimately that helped the company to curb the thefts, diesel thefts and petrol theft, and also to save the cost of the company. So ideas plays a very important role, but our job as a leader is to listen all the ideas, even though ideas can be given by your housekeeper or by your guard or by a normal person who is uneducated, but it's your talent, it's your what do you call quality to get to use that idea for your company's benefit or for your nation's benefit. So that's my point of view, that you can always recognize good ideas of particular person, and you should always listen, because listening is a good quality. A leader has to listen, but after listening all the ideas, all the thoughts, he can analyze, and after analyzing the thoughts, he can take the actions. So accordingly, he can make good use of any of the ideas given by any of the person. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Well done, Toastmaster Abid Khan. Well attempted. And I would like to congratulate all the speakers. Job well done. And yes, that was a bonzer table topic session, I can say. And I know all the Toastmasters will agree with me. Before I end the session, I would like to congratulate once again all the speakers who have attempted the topics. Well done. And all the very best for your future speaking platforms also. And thank you for VP Education for giving me such a good opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasanti. May I request you to please continue with the timers report? And,
yes. Yeah. Okay, I forgot. Yeah. May I request timer Toastmaster Manoj Kumar?
Yeah. Excellent attempt by all the speakers. Toastmaster Prashant Karle took 2 minutes 6 seconds. Toastmaster Madam Anjali 2 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Mohit 3 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Aditya 1 minute 44 seconds. Toastmaster Abid Khan 2 minutes 48 seconds.
I think, yeah, please.
Toastmaster Mohit and Abid Khan, I think they are not qualified.
Yes, Toastmaster Mohit and Toastmaster Abid Khan have crossed the time limit. Remaining 3 have qualified. May I request the vote counter to cast the poll, to launch the poll to cast the vote. And I request all the Toastmasters to cast your vote for the best table topic speaker.
Yeah, good evening once again. I am launching the poll now for best table topic speaker. So,
may I request to remove the co-host?
Yeah.
To enable the voting.
Yeah, please enable me co-host so that I cannot.
Yeah. And I am requesting you to please vote for the 3 Toastmasters who have qualified on timing.
Toastmaster Mohit and Toastmaster Abid Khan, yeah. Toastmaster Rahul, I think you have to remove these two names, or else I request the other Toastmasters, please cast your vote for the 3 members, Toastmaster Prashant, Anjali and Aditya.
Okay, thank you all for voting. I am closing the vote now.
Can you please send that once again for me, because I tried to submit that, it was not possible. All the names were there at that time. I clicked submit option, was not working at that time.
Yeah, the poll is still open. If it's not showing, please send it over on WhatsApp to me. Yeah. Yeah, I think most of the members and participants have voted. I'm closing the poll now. Thank you.
Yes. Now, can I proceed further? Yes, okay. Congratulations once again. And yes, keep the spark within you and fly high, fellow Toastmasters. And congratulations and all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasanti, for the wonderful, sparkling selection of the table topics. And thank you, all the speakers, for your valuable participation. Thank you. Now, fellow Toastmasters, it's time to go with the further most important session of our meeting, which help us to learn how to improve ourselves and share the best advices among the variables. Yes, it's our evaluation session. This session will be led by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Abid Khan. Toastmaster Abid Khan is presently heading Fire and Safety Team at VFS Global Jeddah. His hobbies are playing volleyball, running. He aims to become an excellent leader. His opinion about today's theme is, I think confidence is a hidden quality which every human being has, but it's an individual quality to show it at a given situation. So here, confidence reflects spark, and as per him, one has to show it to excel in life. With this, over to you, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Abid Khan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravish, for giving a wonderful introduction about me. And good evening to fellow Toastmasters. So as a general evaluator, my role I've already explained you in the beginning of this session. Before starting this general evaluation session, I would like to narrate a story, the real story of my grandfather. I belong to one of the small town in Rajasthan in India. My grandfather passed away around 15 years ago. He was having an ancestral property of around maybe more than 300 acres of land. But he's not my only he's not a grandfather only, he's my role model also. I will tell you why. Because when he was left with lots of property, he could have used that property to buy cars, to buy vehicles, to buy new houses, but he has not done that. He has bought only single bicycle. He was only driving a single bicycle, and other incomes which he had been earning at that time, he was using that income to educate the society, to educate the nearby community, and he has used that income to open a school. And the good thing is that when he opened the school, he has not charged a single fees from a single student. And the literacy rate when he started the school was illiteracy rate was more than 90%. But when he started the school, the literacy rate came up to 50%. Now, when he's not here in this world, people are recognizing him because of that initiative which he has taken. Many of the students, many of the kids have grown up, and they have taken the good position in the government of Rajasthan. So I really proud of my grandfather, and he's a really role model, not only for me, but for my community who are still there and who are still remembering his name. Now, as a general evaluator, I will be evaluating the session of which evaluation of Mr. Vijay, who is the DTM Vijay, who is the evaluator of Toastmaster Levi Thomas. Then DTM Uman Thomas, who is the evaluator of Toastmaster Arun Wassen, and DTM Ajit Kumar, who is the evaluator of Toastmaster Viji Uday. Now something about DTM Vijay. DTM Vijay is one of the pillar which I observed in my last 3 sessions, that he's a very prominent speaker. I'm really impressed from his speeches which he has given, and I was not able to find a single mistake in his speeches, including our counters. So Mr. Vijay is working in one of the renowned company in Saudi Arabia. He's working in Honeywell, and he has evaluated the speeches of Miss Toastmaster Libi James. Mr. Ajit Kumar, who has retired from Saudi Arabia, now he's in India, and he's also one of the prominent speaker in this Arabian Toastmaster Club.
Sabit, you can go one by one.
Okay. So I will start with the evaluation of Toastmaster Libi James. Toastmaster Libi James has spoken very well. She has used her good body language.
Toastmaster Abid, you need to introduce our evaluator, DTM Vijay Kumar, and he will be evaluating his speech.
Okay. Apologize for that. Toastmaster, I would request Toastmaster Vijay to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Libi James. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster DTM Vijay.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Abid Khan, Toastmaster and guest, and Toastmaster Libi James in particular. Good evening. Toastmaster Libi James, I believe I've heard this speech before in one of your contests also you've been given. So I've heard it multiple variations, and I believe today was one of your best performances of the speech. Starting with the way you opened your speech, it was very expressive throughout. Also, when you were able to give the interaction between you and your son, and the disappointment in your face when your son was not valuing what you valued most. It was a very simple prop of a pen, but with a very deep message that it doesn't have to be an expensive item, but when we focus on the value behind whatever it is that we own, whatever that is around us, that is what is more important than the actual the financial weight of whatever that we own. So it's a very deep message, and something that's especially required at any point of time, even nowadays with when we're facing in this COVID situation and a lot of things are uncertain. What really stays with us is what those that is valued. Things will come and go, but the values and morals which is instilled in our lives by our parents, by our society, that is what is important, and that's the message that you gave across today. And you also pointed out the flaws. You also warned us that if it is not taken care of properly, what is the consequences and how it can impact our future. This one, well done. And some of the positive things I could see in your speech was that it was you're very expressive. You were able to use your hand gestures and your body movements really well, and you had a bit of humor also in between. And I believe you covered the recommendations given by Toastmaster Sneha, your previous evaluator, when you had given the speech before, about the eye contact especially. I didn't feel anything odd. I think it was perfect for the Zoom platform. And also she mentioned that your facial expression sometimes was not matching the seriousness of the speech, but I didn't think you faced any such issues. Everything matched as it is. So overall, I think you did a fantastic job. I would like to give you a couple of recommendations from my side as evaluating the speech for the first time as your evaluator. I felt it would have been better if you could have dwelled a bit more on why you felt that your son did not value the pen that you valued more. So you could have told how your father was able to develop that value in you, and what was that was lacking between you and your son. So that would have given us as an audience a bit more of a reality check of whether is this happening in our lives as well. And also when you bring it from your perspective, and then you're telling us, okay, it's happened in my life, or it's happening here, so we need to, so you also, it might be happening in your life, so you can take care of it more. So that allows us to also accept your point of view. Otherwise it might feel like you're attacking us, saying you're not doing it correct, you have to do it properly. So try next time to just in the future speeches to bring it from your perspective, from your experiences, and then the audience will be more receptive to your point of view. Otherwise, overall, a wonderful job done. Wish you all the best, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Vijay. I would request DTM Oman Thomas to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Arun Wassen.
Before
Word to DTM Oman Thomas.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and our bonzer negotiator, Toastmaster Arun Wassen in particular. Good evening. Toastmaster Arun Wassen, your title of the speech, Negotiate Till You Succeed. You started off saying that good guys finish last. I was thinking, if you are not a good negotiator or what, because you were giving up everything and nothing was on your way. Actually, you were giving up everything what you have to others if they deserve it. And then slowly with your marriage, you learned how to negotiate. You started off. And the positive things what I have to say about this, you were supposed to explain, you're supposed to tell us about the different types of negotiations, the strategies, and the personal examples. I would say your speech was filled with personal examples throughout your speech. I mean, that's what you have done. Even strategies, you have explained it very well. All the way you should do it, even the 4 negotiation that you would do, that win, lose, compromise, move out, all these things you explained with personal examples. And then you went on to the strategies. I was thinking where the strategy was not coming, but towards the end, you explained about the strategies. You explained in detail, prepare line of attack, firm and flexible. You did it exemplary well, all these things. Having said that, there are some areas for improvement. That is where a senior Toastmaster like you will surely help it. Allow me to say my opinion. It may not be, maybe it's useful. One of the things what I observed was you have given personal examples for explaining different types of negotiations. But in my opinion, it would have been better if you would have explained what is win-win, what is win-lose, compromise, and then come to the personal example, because that was somewhere a gap was coming, because we were not sure what is a win-win. Imagine that the whole audience doesn't know anything about it, and then explain to that, then come to personal example. That would have been a better way of approach. That's my opinion. Then second thing what I felt was you talked about a strategy called threat. In a threat is a double-edged sword. You explained that. But I would have suggested that it is a very careful thing which people may misuse it. That could have been explained more so that people will not misuse that particular threat. That's very important in a speech like this. Overall, it was a wonderful speech. Take care of these 2 simple suggestions, and try to end with a message, because I think you were looking at the red light and then abruptly ended it. Try to do that. And then that was a wonderful speech. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Thomas. Now I would request DTM Ajit Kumar to evaluate the speech of Viji Uday, Toastmaster Viji Uday. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster DTM Ajit Kumar.
Yes, good evening, General Evaluator, and good evening for Toastmasters and Toastmaster Viji in particular. Well, we came to know today as to how you managed to get over that hurdles only by sheer perseverance. And the power of perseverance is what's one of the very important aspect of seeing anyone through any project in hand in life, or any time in your life. So that's exactly what you have shown during your college days, during your undergraduate project as well, because nothing came as you had wished for when in your undergraduate project. Everything was, you were just getting at a tough time getting your partners to work with you, and many other technical hurdles you were facing, and your sheer persistence that got you over all those hurdles, and finally you became successful. And in the end, that became very helpful to you at a time of the evaluation, the project evaluation, and the Viva became an absolute bonzer for you. Well, we came to know as to how. So with respect to the title of the speech, of course, your content of the speech is very much apt, in the sense like nothing was going through as you wanted it. And then you, only through your sheer persistence and finding a solution to the problems as you were coming across the problems, got you through all those difficulties and hurdles. Well, except for the limitations, a little bit of limitations of the audio, I believe the speaker had delivered the project well. Structurally, what she wanted to say was there in the content of the speech. So I must say that structurally it was okay. And the gestures, as well as within the limitations of the online format, you've done very well. And speaker has a natural style of narration, and that is very good and easy to understand. But this speech project has some very important areas of improvement, mainly with respect to the objective itself. The objective is to show that how you plan a project. And planning a project is very important, because if you don't plan, you're planning to fail. So that you should have brought out through any project which you're having. And that project can be even as simple as going for a shopping at Kobar or Dubai. It can be very simple. It need not be as difficult as the one which you did in the college. So you had room to exhibit or show to the audience that how you planned the project. And along with the planning, in order for the project to be successful, you have to do the preparations as well. So preparation is a part of implementation. That also, this examples which you brought out, this project which you demonstrated did not meet very well. But I know that you will have major other opportunities in this level of projects to experiment with planning and implementation. Please do that. And otherwise, it was a one. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Ajit Kumar, for the wonderful evaluation of Toastmaster. Now, I would request table topic session evaluator Toastmaster Shanti Rekha Rao to give her evaluation speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abid. I just want, before I start, I would like to know the timing. I think 30 seconds for each speaker. There are 5 speakers. So how much time I will be getting? Just I want to know on this.
20 minutes plus 30 seconds grace period.
So how much, sir? Just can you repeat, sir?
30 seconds per speaker. That is 2.5 minutes plus 30 seconds for as grace period.
Right. So 2 minutes, 30 seconds plus 30 minutes. So it comes to me. Thank you. Thanks a lot, General Evaluator. Although you did not introduce me, but still I know that you know me better. So that's enough. Great. All the speakers spoke very well, starting with Prashant. Be the change. You started very well. Okay. And you brought the learnings of Mahatma Gandhi, which a good message towards the end, and everything went off very nicely. But only one could, and I was looking at one of the very concrete example from your side, like you said, sugar. But how you have really brought the change and how you made other people to really change in your life, that is what I was expecting. Otherwise, you're a fabulous, great speaker. Now, coming to Anjali. Anjali, you're a bronzer speaker because the way your tone and everything you set on was a good one. I was literally enjoying your voice and everything. Great job. And but only the thing is you deviated from the topic a little bit. Like you said, what life can explain. You were talking about the life and everything, but then the topic was given that the life should be greater than longer. So that way you could have been stuck on to the topic. Otherwise, you are a fabulous speaker. Overall, great job. Now, coming to the third speaker, Mohit Saivasan, I was just at one point of time, I thought you were a real lawyer standing in the court and pleading for a case or a prosecutor, something like that, because the way you were defending was amazing. Literally, that aggressive and aggression was there. I was very happy with it. But only one thing I know, lawyers, they speak on a lot. So see to it that in Toastmasters, we have to adhere to the time. So please see to it that you have to stick to the time. Now coming to the fourth, our future generation, Aditya Mantri. Literally, you're a mantri. In Hindi, we say mantri means leader. You are a great speaker. You started the topic with an amazing strategic start. That is what I feel. And really, we need like people like you to have that, instead of fighting, instead of argument, instead of all this thing, discussion is a major component to start anything. Only the thing is, you could have again given a personal example how discussion led to a fruitful thing. That would have been amazing. And the last but not the least, Abid Khan. Abid Khan again was great opening by narrating your childhood experience. But then I don't know what happened. I think you wanted to go to Dama, but you went to somewhere else because I know in Jubail we have that road problems. So unable to come back to your topic. So that's the reason you started with the topic, but deviated. But yes, we see that ideas really, are very good and good that you have implemented the ideas and then everything was taken control. Excellent. All the speakers did a great job. You all are all bronzer speakers. All the best. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Abid, you need to unmute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanti Rekha Rao, for the wonderful evaluation session. Now I would request our counter evaluation Toastmaster Aditya Mantri to give his feedback about the counter.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Abid Khan. Actually, this is my first time, so I might be a little bit critical. So please forgive me for it. Starting with the prepared speech, Toastmaster Libi James, ma'am, there was one and there was one but, two repeats. Toastmaster Arun Wassen, there were 8 ahs, 5 ums, 2 one like, and one other. Toastmaster Viji Uday, there were 3 so and 3 but and one other. Coming to table topics, Toastmaster Prashant Kale, there were 1 1 and 1 like and 1 repeat. Toastmaster Anjali Shri Kumar, there were 9 ahs, 4 ums, and 7 so and 4 repeats. Toastmaster Mohit Saivasan, there were 3 ahs, 3 ums, 1 like, and 1 other. And Toastmaster Abid Khan, there were 2 ahs and 3 ums and 2 repeats. Coming to the evaluation, general evaluator, Toastmaster Abid Khan, there are 6 ahs, 3 ums, 2 and 1 other. And talking about the evaluations for speakers, Toastmaster Vijay Kumar, I see there were 3 ahs, and Toastmaster Oman Thomas, sir, there were 3 ahs, 1 and 1 repeat. Toastmaster Ajit Kumar, there were 2 ahs, 2 ums, 1 and Toastmaster Shanti Rao Rekha ma'am, there were 1 ah. That's it, ma'am. That's it, sir. I mean, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya Mantri. Now I would request a grammarian report from Toastmaster Hashita Kale. Over to you, Hashita Toastmaster Hashita Kale.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster. So the ones who have used the word bonzer are TM Sheetal Agarwal, TM Ravish Malpani, TM Arun Wassen, TM Prashant Karle, TM Vasanti Sai Krishna, TM Shanti Rekha, TTM Ajit Kumar. Then coming with the usage proper grammar, starting with TM Arun Wassen, there was a sentence used wherein there is 4 types of incidents. It should be there are 4 types of incidents. Then coming with TM Viji Uday, it was used I only initiated. It should be it was my initiative.
Use the speaker's name. Just give the commands alone.
Okay. Okay. Then there was sentences used, then only I realized that. It should be I realized that moment. Without the help of team members, it should be without the. So the adverb was missing. And also then I made them teach. It should be I taught them. Then coming towards TM Prashant, sorry, coming towards the next sentence, that is what has got to be happened at future. It was used by some speaker. So it should be what will happen in future. So there should be improvement in prepositions, conjunctions, and also the changes from past tense and future tenses. Then there was sentences use listen all ideas. It should be again with the usage of adverbs like the. Then apologized for that. It should be apologies for it. Yes, that's all. Thank you.
Toastmaster Hashita Kale. Now I would request Toastmaster Manoj Kumar to give the timer report. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar.
I think everybody qualified. DTM Vijay Kumar, it was 3 minutes 20 seconds. DTM Umar Thomas, it was 3 minutes 22 seconds. DTM Ajit Kumar, it was 3 minutes 26 seconds. And Madam Dr. Shanti Rekha, it was 2 minutes 39 seconds. So all are qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. And at the last, I would request Toastmaster Rahul to give the vote counter report.
Yeah. Good evening once again. I will launch the voting ballot for best evaluator. So you can scroll down. I have put up all the evaluators for the evening. Okay, I see the voting is done. Thank you all. I am closing the poll now. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Now, if you permit me, may I submit my report in generic?
Yes, please proceed.
The Toastmaster session of 462 started very well, and the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ravish Kumar, has done a wonderful job, and he has helped not only me but also motivated all the team members of this club. Now, as of in today's session, 3 speakers were there, and all spoke very well, and all have displayed good body language, as well as also given us lots of good knowledge. And as far as the tips are concerned, we have got 5 tips which we can implement in our future life and in our professional life for the negotiation. Thank you, Toastmaster Arun Wassen. Toastmaster Harshita Karle has also given a wonderful word, bonzer, which was used by many Toastmasters. And all other Toastmasters have also given a very good evaluation about the speakers, including the table topic Toastmaster. The new Toastmasters, have given speech, and as per me, some of the areas of improvement is also required for some of the Toastmasters. Like we have to, in some Toastmasters have used some words which are maybe grammatically they have not used properly, but they have given their best. And I would only recommend that we have to practice and practice more. If you practice more and give some time or some dedication to this club, then definitely we are going to be a good leader and a good successful person. So thank you, Toastmaster, all the Toastmasters, and I would like to hand over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ravish Kumar. Toastmaster Ravish Kumar, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abid Khan, for a wonderful general evaluation session. Yes, they was humble, but you coped up very well, and that shows the spirit of the Toastmasters and particularly the club. You made up very well at the end. Thank you. So, fellow Toastmasters, as usual, evaluation session was full of wise advices and the positive energies you must have noted, which is in real fueling to go further for the self-improvement. Now, as the end of the session is approaching, thus I'm inviting our Zoom master to launch the ballots for the best role player.
I will launch the poll for best assignee of the day. I request everyone to please cast your ballot. The competition is tough. Okay, I am closing the poll now. Thank you for your participation. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Zoom Master. Now, after the permission, in case the Zoom Master is ready for the announcing the winners, or it may take time, then I can continue with my theme and later you can announce the winners. Is the Zoom Master ready to announce the winners? Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, I am ready with the results.
Sure. So with the permission of the presiding officer, I would like to invite our vote counter to announce the winners for the today's wonderful meeting.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President and Toastmaster of the day. And it was really an exciting and very interesting session. And all the Toastmasters performed very well. I could see the voting ballot. It was a tough competition all through. So I'll go with the results announcement now. We have some new winners as well. I will start with the Best Speaker Award. So it was a unanimous vote, and the best speaker for today's evening is Toastmaster Arun Wassen. Okay, going further, best table topic speaker. Yes, this was a tough competition, and we could see there were some misses on time, and that's why we have a winner, Toastmaster Aditya Mantri. Next, best evaluator. Again, tough competition, but the show stealer was Toastmaster Dr. Shanti Rekha Ma'am. And finally, for the best assignee, again, here I could see every assignee perform to the best of their capability and big improvement. But for today's evening, we have got a new winner, a new grammarian and word master, Toastmaster Harshita Karle. Thank you.
Congratulations, all the
best
winners.
and congrats. Congratulations to all the winners, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Zoom Master and the word counter. Congratulations to all the winners. Yeah. Now moving at the end of the session, concluding with my theme. Fellow Toastmasters, in the first part of the session, I told you about 3 things. Remember? Reasonable goals, balanced successful life, and not taking the life too seriously. This will help you to nurture the spark. Right? However, there are 4 things in the life which will threaten to completely put out the flame, and that should be taken care. And these 4 things are disappointment, frustration, unfairness, and loneliness. Disappointment will come when your efforts does not give you the expected return. But remember, that is the life. If challenge would always be overcome, then it will be ceased to be a challenge. Then what is a challenge for? Now, disappointment's second cousin is a frustration. Now, how to deal with it? It should be a realistic assessment of the time involved. You must see, when a movie is being made, it takes 3 to 4 years. But when you watch, it's hardly 2 to 3 hours. So life is like a long journey. The resolution is enjoy the every moment of it, and there will be no frustration, which will spoil your spark. Third was unfairness. Now, this is the hardest thing to deal with. People with a connection, rich dads, beautiful faces will always find it easy to make the things. But remember, merit and hard work are ultimate things at the end, if not in the short term, but in the long run. And finally, the last point which will kill your spark is isolation. As you grow older, you realize that you are unique. What you want, what you believe in, it may not match even with the closest relationship what you have. Like, in case someone wants to be a singer, but after 10 to 15 years of marriage, when he has a child responsibility, families, later in that environment, he gives up his dream. Fellow Toastmasters, the advice here, never ever make that compromise. Love yourself first and then the others. With these 4 things, I think you'll be able to keep your sparks. So fellow Toastmasters, I thoroughly enjoyed being a Toastmaster of the day and looking forward to serve you all in the future with many such wonderful roles. Thank you, all my assignees and the team, for making this session a successful and with a joyful meeting. Now, I'd like to hand over to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sheetal Agarwal. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravish. Don't you all feel that the Toastmaster Ravish has ignited that spark within us? Let us give a thunderous round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ravish. really a great job done by all the assignees. All the new assignees, they have done a great justice to their goals. Congratulations, all the winners of the day. Now let us enter into the business session. As we all know that DTM Suresh Kumar and the Toastmaster Sneha are leaving the kingdom soon. DTM Suresh Kumar is one of the chartered member of our club, and Toastmaster Sneha had joined him soon in Toastmaster journey. We have received unconditional support and guidance from both of them. But the time has arrived to say bye. So we have arranged a virtual ceremony to cherish their bonzer contribution to the Toastmasters fraternity on 18th of August, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Meeting details will be shared soon through WhatsApp. And the second point today is our treasurer Toastmaster Nilesh Verma had already circulated membership payment details. Please pay your dues as soon as possible. And the third point, many members have requested to start the meeting at 6:30 p.m. We are yet to take the decision on it. So the feedback from all the members are welcome. And depending upon the feedback, we will decide on it. That's it on my side. Is anything else to be discussed? Is anything else to be discussed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no. So with this, I request everyone, please switch on your camera so that our VPPR can take a group photograph. And with that, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Aditya, you are the one who is missing, Aditya. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I got it.
Thank you. Nice meeting it was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great meeting.
Thank you, everybody, and all spoke very well. Toastmaster Viji, you spoke very well.
Thank you, sir.
All the speakers,
Of course,
in fact, all the speakers.
you have to push yourself a bit more. That's what I can say.
Today
You got a lot of potential. You got plenty of potential.
Today is a day for the newcomers.
Yeah,
I like the way Toastmaster Arshita took up the role as Wordmaster. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
You are already
That was a bonzer.
It was
Yeah.
You have been a Toastmaster before, or is this your first time, Harshita?
No, it's my first time.
OMG. Great.
I mean, in fact, all the new Toastmasters did a good job.
Excellent. Excellent. Too good.
Thank you, sir.
It is for us to learn. You guys learn so fast, really.
DTM Vijay, your father is here in India?
No, he's here only, Saudi. He's still in Saudi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really don't know who is in India, who is in Saudi now. That's the
We are here in front of the computer. That's it.
Right. Good night, everyone.
Okay, good night. Good night.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night to all of you. It was wonderful.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you.
Glad to see Toastmaster Viji back after a long time.
Thank you.
Yes, Toastmaster Harshita, congratulations. You did very well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, let me appreciate that Toastmaster Harshita, Aditya. I think they are most reliable sources I've found among the new. Very first message, and they said yes. So even now, more dependable. Like yes, and they were very well take up. Like they get into even the first time, but they get into well. They consulted their mentors well. So that shows the now results. So I hope all the new members.
Now it's quite easy for our VP education.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Ravish also did very nice. Excellent work you did today's. It was
Toastmaster Vasan's innovative idea for the table topic. It's a really nice presentation.
Yeah, it was nice.
Very innovative, and it is very encouraging also. It was not so difficult, not so easy. It is a good topics. And one more, if I correlate today's table topic for me, the change. What change I brought? I joined the Toastmaster in order that my daughter to join Toastmaster.
You would have taken that real example.
You can have a father-daughter duo in some assignee session. It's up to
Yeah,
you
and
now.
that's really good. When Toastmaster Harshita was telling her mistakes, that I really enjoyed. For the daughter is telling about the father. That was really.
Next session, I think Toastmaster Harshita and Toastmaster Prashant, both we are going to give the speeches. So you can see the real
It would be
competition.
great. We would love to hear that.
I already booked the slots.
Now there is no escape.
Yeah.
There's no escape.
Okay.
And
Good night, all of you.
good night and take care.
Good night, all.
Take it. Stay safe.
Good night.
I'm ending the meeting now.
Yeah. Good night, Rahul and ma'am.
Yeah.
Good.